The topic of the lay congress this year was Augustine's understanding of the church as the body of Christ. And of course, Augustine gets his understanding of the church from St. Paul. When he was ordained a priest, he took time to study Paul, to look at Paul's letter to the Romans, especially to Corinthians, to the Colossians. And in those months before he began his priestly ministry, he came to understand St. Paul's theology of the church as the body of Christ. And really, for the rest of his life, Augustine is coming back to Paul all the time for his understanding of the church, for his understanding of grace, his understanding of grace as necessary for all of our spiritual lives. So the Congress this year, the committee for the Congress, asked both Monsignor Scanavino and myself to give some reflections on Augustine's understanding of the body of Christ. I think it is important as a teacher to listen to your pupils. So I talk to people. I talk to people by email, through the internet. I talk to people that I work with. I talk to some of the Augustinian brothers to see what they wanted to hear. What more did they want to understand about Augustine's theology of the church as the body of Christ? So I think if you're going to speak, the first thing you do is listen. And so I spent many months listening, studying the letters of St. Paul, and also reading the many, many passages in St. Augustine where he speaks of the body of Christ. And little by little, I came to my lecture, my message. One of the most important things that St. Augustine does with St. Paul's theology of the body of Christ is that he makes it a living reality. He connects it so closely with the Eucharist. He tells his people in his sermons, in his homilies, remember, you are on the altar. What you receive is who you are, the body of Christ. And then, as Monsignor Scanavino said today, after we receive Eucharist, after we celebrate Mass, after we eat and drink at the table of the Lord, then we must share. We must go out into the world and make sure that all people have enough to eat and to drink, that there is justice in the world. And this, as we know, is very important for Augustine. He connects the Eucharist with who we are as the body of Christ, and then he challenges us as Christians to go out and do the work of Christ in the world. I also mentioned that as the body of Christ, we lay Augustinians enjoy the friendship of one another. We work together for justice, so that we're not alone in making sure the goods of the world are evenly distributed, and that we are always in solidarity with each other, supporting each other through our prayers, through our friendship, through our conversations, through our study together. I think the most important thing is to take a theology that goes back 2,000 years to St. Paul, and which St. Augustine 1,600 years ago develops and broadens, and make that living for us today. What does it mean, really, day to day, and how we live our lives? What does it mean that we are the body of Christ? That has been the focus of this Congress, and really it is the focus of our life as people who share in the Augustinian family.